There are many videos on YouTube praising Poland for its beautiful cities, amazing cuisine. Most recently, the way Polish people welcome Ukrainian refugees.
I want to give a big thanks to Poland and the people of Poland.
And yes, these are definitely the reasons for which I could love Poland as well. However, in this video, let me introduce you to the 3 reasons that are more subtle, that are easier to overlook than the scenic sightseeing spots or a mouth-watering cuisine. First, I love Poland because knowing it feels like knowing something really cool that has not yet been discovered, not yet made it to the mainstream, and taking pride in the fact that you know before the others. It is because it seems to me that Poland has always been the second best, a silent hero, a grey diamond. It is always somewhere there, lurking in the background, but never taking the spotlight. Like the soundtracks of Polish composers in famous movie productions, such as Wojciech Kilar's music in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Or The Portrait of a Lady. Or Abelkorzeniowski's music in A Single Man. Or like the movies that would have become world masterpieces had it not been for the communist regime. Such as Ashes and Diamonds, featuring Zbigniew Cybulski, by many called Polish James Dean.
Zrozum, Andrzej, ja już nie mogę dłużej zabijać, ukrywać się. Ja chcę żyć, po prostu żyć, no nic więcej, musisz mnie zrozumieć.
The Passenger, undoubtedly one of the greatest movies about the Holocaust. The Promised Land, by some referred to as the greatest Polish movie.
Myśli pan, że to przypadek? Zacznijmy.
And Blind Chance, the movie with such superb acting, music and dialogue that I want to give it a standing ovation every time I see it. It is like our most famous people, Polish, but eventually making their careers in the West, where their nationality became somewhat obscured, such as Fryderyk Chopin, Maria Curie-Skłodowska, Polanegri. Or it is like the people who you would never even suspect of being originally Polish, such as josephconrad Korzeniowski, the master of English language who mastered it only in his 20s, the author of one of the greatest novels of the English language, The Heart of Darkness, which gave an inspiration to making another great masterpiece, The Apocalypsenow. This peculiar phenomenon of the greatest Polish people making their name in the West brings me to the second reason for which I love Poland, and that is the fact that it seems to have always been torn between the East and the West. It belongs partly to the West, through using the Roman alphabet, through being the member of the European Union, or Roman Catholic Church, but retains its Easternness not only by having the communist past, but even more so by being Slavic, through its language and its folk traditions. I think this cultural mix is best expressed by the multiple portraits of Polish noblemen from the 17th and 18th centuries. Whereas the Western noblemen would dress like this, Polish ones would dress both like this and this, the latter garments being clearly inspired by the East, mainly the Ottoman Empire. Yet they would still fight against it in the name of the Western Catholic Church. The third reason for which I love Poland is the Polish sadness. I believe that any country has its own specific kind of sadness. There is Spanish sadness, German sadness, Japanese sadness. But there is also Polish sadness, which I think is equally poetic and beautiful as the ones that I just mentioned. It is expressed so well in so many Polish movies, especially those which refer to the years between the First and the Second World Wars. These movies express the sadness of knowing that the Polish independence regained after the First World War will soon be jeopardized again. And what seems even more painful, that the most intelligent, beautiful, and patriotic generation will be lost in the turmoil of war. I would always cry watching this little-known to the international audiences Polish movie, Jutro idziemy do kina, which translates to Tomorrow we are going to the movies. The plot follows three young men in their last months and days before the Second World War. We see how they pursue their love interests,
Czyżby przypadkiem uwodziciel?
Co pan zamierza robić w życiu?
how they try to figure out what they want to do in their
To jest
lives,
pytanie.
how they have fun, how they are just being young, handsome, intelligent, and wishing for nothing but a peaceful life next to their beloved girls. But the movie ends with the war breaking out, announcing the brutal truth that they and their world is about to perish. I wish you, Poland, all the best. You've been doing so well ever since the fall of the communism, which is another reason why I love you and wish to return to you as soon as possible. From Tokyo with love, Julia.